RVBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, great personality profiles about professional wrestlers and sports stars and TV personalities and actors and actresses, sports video blogs about the NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, and the NFL, professional wrestling video blogs including storylines, angles, characters, tag teams, and old pay-per-view results, and entertainment video blogs about television stations, radio stations, and cable networks, and TV shows, and movies, and more. RVBN, Billerica, Massachusetts. Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Friday, December 2nd, 2016, around 5:18 in the evening, Billerica, Massachusetts. It's dark out now. Had a decent day, about 51 degrees. Going to be a much cooler tomorrow, about 45, couple of degrees below average, and then we're going to go down into the low 40s and upper 30s for high temperatures, but no snow in sight. Some news to report on the RVBN Newswire. The Thursday night football game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings was the most watched Thursday night football game of all time up to this point, so that's good. Also, the Celebrity Name Game, hosted by Craig Ferguson, has been cancelled. It's going to end production after its third season. It was a decent game show, but it didn't get the ratings. The U.S. unemployment rate is down to 4.6%. And prayers to WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Superfly Snuka. The Superfly has been diagnosed with terminal cancer, and he might only have 6 months left to live. So prayers to Superfly Jimmy Snuka. And that's about it on the news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash. Get out. You're so sweet, cause they're cute. I know. Want to put a wager on that, Richie? I don't care about game shows. Are you writing a book? I have places to go, people to see, things to do. Would you sign in, please? Malfunction at the junction. Great video quotes only on RVBN. Angelo, gonna go to Market Basket today and scratch off millions of dollars of scratch tickets. He'll win 0. I'm back. My second video blog subject of the day is about New Hampshire Public Television. New Hampshire Public Television's flagship station is Channel 11 WENH in Durham, New Hampshire. Their studios are located in the University of New Hampshire, and at one time it was owned by the University of New Hampshire, but now it's owned by a non-profit organization. New Hampshire Public Television signed on the air in 1959, and for about 12 years it was affiliated with NET. For many years, Channel 11 was the only station that had New Hampshire Public Television, but by the late 1960s, a lot of satellite stations were added throughout the Granite State, including Channel 52 in Keene, New Hampshire, Channel 49 in Littleton, New Hampshire, Channel 15 in Hanover, New Hampshire, and Channel 40 in Berlin, New Hampshire. And originally, New Hampshire Public Television was shot in black and white, and by 1972 it was shot in color, and they had a lot of great shows on there, including The State We're In, which was a locally produced nightly public affairs show, which eventually became Channel 11 News. Music show, which had a lot of talented musicians throughout New England on there, and they had a time which was a half-hour show which non-profit organizations would do in there, and they would do a lot of great stuff. And it eventually became Public Access 11 and a few other locally produced shows, including UNH men's hockey games, which started in 1972. Plus, they showed a lot of PBS shows, but they did not show them in the regular PBS time slot because of WGBH Channel 2, which was the kind of the number one PBS station in all of New England. And when cable television came about, New Hampshire Public Television was seen in about 60% of New England, including Portland, Maine, and Burlington, Vermont, and Boston, Massachusetts, and Worcester, Massachusetts, and a few other locations. And in 1981, there was a lot of deep cuts to public television in New Hampshire. And for New Hampshire Public Television to survive, they had to cut a lot of stuff. They had to reduce the number of hours it was on in the air. They had to get rid of their nightly newscast, the Channel 11 News. They also had to close down 2 stations. The 2 stations they closed down were Channel 15 and Channel 40, which they weren't making money off of it. And for a time, it looked like New Hampshire Public Television was going to shut down. But it survived and it added more locally produced shows, including New Hampshire Journal, which was kind of a public affairs show, and New Hampshire Outlook, which was hosted by Tom Bergeron, the original host of it. Eventually it was hosted by Fritz Weatherby. New Hampshire Outlook was kind of like a little bit of a history type show. And also they had Granite State Challenge, which Tom Bergeron hosted. At first, which Granite State Challenge was a game show which had a lot of colleges and high schools throughout this Granite State on there. And it's now hosted by Jim Jemacoke. And they had New Hampshire Wildlife and a few New Hampshire Explorer and a few other locally produced shows. A couple of them, CEO Italian Cooking with Marianne Esposito, was produced by Channel 11, and it was shown throughout all the PBS stations. And also they would have the Channel 11 auction, and also Channel 11 showed Doctor Who, which was real popular, and a few other stuff. And Channel 11 continued to grow and grow, and for many decades it was on many cable systems throughout eastern Massachusetts. But by 2011, New Hampshire Public Television had some cutbacks. They had their funding was cut big time from the state of New Hampshire, and they had to cancel a few local shows. They stopped producing University of New Hampshire hockey games at the end of the 2007-2008 season because of the cost prohibited. That's now online, and New Hampshire Public Television Channel 11 had negotiations with Maine Public Broadcasting Network to take over their production, but that deal kind of fell through. Then New Hampshire Public Television called WGBH Channel 2 up, and they negotiated a deal with them for WGBH Channel 2 to take over productions of New Hampshire Public Television. In October of 2012, Channel 11 was dropped from all cable systems by Comcast in eastern Massachusetts, while this deal allowed WGBH and WGBX channel 44 to be dropped from all cable systems in New Hampshire. That was Comcast. And basically, New Hampshire Public Television follows roughly the same schedule as WGBH Channel 2. And that's about it on New Hampshire Public Television. I'll be back with the third and final video blog of the night, which will be about why the Boston Bruins should fire Claude Julien as head coach. Like I always say, keep calm, everybody. I'm not a Julie, but a guy. Wally Roseblood of WCCO accents, nice legs. Elizabeth Hart, so stunning, she's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome. Amy. Linda Church of WPIX Channel 11 in New York has the best legs in New York City, bar none. Barbara Gibbons of ABC 11 has sweet southern accent. And Len Clare of WHDH Channel 7 in Boston has the best legs in Boston, bar none. And in the words of Dr. Thomas Sharkey, former principal of BMHS, this action will not be tolerant. BMHS, have a good day, everybody. See you.